Hello students. Student, in the previous class just we have discussed the some basic graph of the property number 1 related graph, like sin inverse of sin x, cos inverse of cos x, tan inverse of tan x. Just we have to discuss in the previous lecture. Today just we will start the some remaining part of the properties section of this chapter, inverse trigonometric function of your class 12 NCERT mathematics. There basically student, these properties are to be very important for the exercise 2.2, as well as from the properties sections mainly the questions are to be generally asked. Is it to be clear? So in property number 1 just we have to discuss the some basic thing. So firstly we will just again we have to write the property number 1. In this part we have to just see about the sin inverse of sin x, and the answer of this part will be taken as x, where you can say that x belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Similarly, we have to already discuss about this part. Cos inverse of cos x will give the answer x, when we have to take the x that should belongs to closed interval 0 to pi. In third section we have to just discuss about the tan inverse of tan x. So tan inverse of tan x will again give answer as x whenever x belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Fourth one, we can say about the cot inverse of cot x. So cot inverse of cot x will be again written as x whenever x belongs to upper interval 0 to pi. Next, fifth one, we are saying that sec inverse of sec x. This will be again written as x when this particular x belongs to closed interval 0 to pi except of this pi by 2. Means we are not including this value pi by 2 because sec inverse x has the principal value from 0 to pi, but here pi by 2 is not said to be included. Similarly, in the last section we are saying that cosec inverse of cosec x will be written as x when we can say that x belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 except of 0, means we are not taking this 0. So in this property number 1 just we have to discuss these things one by one, and we have to see the related exercise also. now today student we are going to discuss the second property. So next property we are taking property second. In this second property, the very basic and first part, we are saying that sin inverse of 1 by x, that should be written as cosec inverse x, and here we are saying that the modulus x is greater than or equals to 1. Similarly, in the second case we can say that cos inverse of 1 by x, that should be written as sec inverse of x, and here again the similar condition, modulus x is greater than 1, we have to write. And in the last and third section we can say that tan inverse of 1 by x, that should be written as cot inverse of x when we have to take the x greater than 0. Firstly student, just we are defining the second property. Now we will discuss the each and every property in the detail, how the particular conditions are to be obtained, like this modulus x is greater than or equals to 1. Sometime we have to take x is greater than 0, and here we have to take modulus x greater than 1, and how this cos inverse reciprocal of x will be converted into x when this cos inverse will be changes into sec inverse x. So how this type of process will be done, we have to just see the proof of each and everything that should be written in property number second in a very detail. Is it clear? So today just we have to discuss this property in this video, where how this particular answer is to be get obtained. Similarly, how these particular conditions are to be given. Student, one more important thing I want to tell you as per in your class 12 NCERT mathematics, basically if we are just ignoring these conditions, then definitely there should be no problem, because already the questions will be in our NCERT is to be like in such a way that this particular x will be definitely lie in the domain part automatically. Means all the questions of your NCERT mathematics is to be given, then in that questions you can see that this particular x is automatically lie in the domain part. So if we are just ignoring this part, then there should be no problem as per the NCERT. But student, we have to keep in mind the concept of these properties also. I will tell the some important results by which we have to just verify the conditions, why and how this particular condition is to be get written for each and every kind of property, and we have to see these rules for the remaining properties also. So in this second property we are saying that sin inverse of 1 by x will be written as cosec inverse x, cos inverse of 1 by x will be written as sec inverse of x, and tan inverse of 1 by x is to be get written as cot inverse of x, and some conditions are to be given here. So according to the given conditions, we have to just simplify the given results, as well as how the particular conditions are to be get evolved, and what are the main important points that should we have to keep in mind whenever we have to write the any property related to the inverse trigonometric function. So I will tell the some important facts here. According to that fact, we have to just declare these type of conditions. Is it to be clear? These are not said to be included in your NCERT, but we have to keep in mind, so that why these type of conditions are to be arises and how we will write, and these conditions are to be valid only in which cases, it is not said to be applicable. Each and everything we have to just discuss. So student, before taking the explanation part of this property, pause the video to note it down. The property number 1, I think already you have written, because in this property we have to discuss the basic details of this property in the previous videos, but here just you have to note down this property number 2, and just we will just provide the explanation of this part. So in this second property, we are saying that sine inverse of 1 by x, and here this particular part is to be get written like this, cosec inverse of x, and in this case we are saying that modulus x is greater than or equals to 1. Now the student second part, it is to be written as cos inverse of 1 by x, that should be written as sec inverse of x, and again in this case x should be greater than or equals to 1, and in the last part tan inverse of 1 by x, then it should be written as cot inverse of x. Here we have to write the x greater than 0. Now the conditions are to be written here, and to understand the conditions, basically student, two important note we have to just define here first of all, so that you have to just apply the particular kind of logic to obtain such kind of situations, and you can just check whether the given property will be valid or not. To understand this part, we have to just take the some important facts, or these facts and these particular rules are to be basically used to derive the such type of condition, and for the checking process you can say that these type of topics or points are to be get included. The very first note, in this very first note we are saying that the domain of each and every property, I will just provide the answer for in general, means for each and every kind of property we have to just write down these notes. So basically in each and every kind of property, the domain means the input set of input values, you can say that name as the domain. So the domain will be the intersection of the given inverse trigonometric functions. So in each property, the domain of the domain is intersection of given inverse trigonometric functions, function, both side. Just we are writing a basic fact where we have to just realize this thing. In each and every property, we will just discuss the many more properties except of these in the further lectures, but student, in each property what should be the condition on domain? So basically we are saying that in each property the domain is, what is domain? Intersection of the given inverse trigonometric functions both side, because here one side and another side, left hand and right hand side, both are to be given as the some inverse trigonometric functions. Then what should be their domain? So domain will be intersection of these inverse trigonometric functions. According to that we have to write the conditions. We will check the conditions. Is it to be clear? And second thing, we have to just discuss the one more important thing. In second part, what we are saying? In second part, we are saying that basically for the equal angles of the given trigonometric inverse trigonometric functions, equal angles of given trigonometric functions lies in the same quadrant of both sides. So you can say that in each property equal angles lies in same quadrant of given inverse trigonometric function, given inverse trigonometric functions both side, is it to be clear? So the second and the important fact is that in this particular kind of fact we are saying that in each property equal angle, suppose here the name of angle is x and here the name of angle is x, so equal angle means the name of angle should be used in both sides same, so that we are saying that equal angles lies in the same quadrant, means suppose this angle lie in the first quadrant, then this particular x will also lie in the first quadrant. We have to check this thing. So in this property, in this fact we are saying that equal angles lies in the same quadrant. Such type of basic conditions are to be generally written here. Now if we have to remember these two facts, then each and every property you can understand, because here the some conditions are to be given, and how the conditions are to be get resolved, we have to see this thing in a proper manner. Then we have to see each and every part of the given conditions, and we have to satisfy these type of facts. According to these facts we have to make the certain kind of conditions. There should be no problem. Now the student, we have to take this value, means in the very first part it is to be written as modulus of x is greater than or equals to 1, means you can say that this is to be written like this: x is either greater than or equals to 1 and x is less than or equals to minus 1. Suppose we have to just simplify the condition, then you can write like this: x is either greater than or equals to 1 or either less than or equals to minus 1, or you can write like this: x belongs to r minus minus 1 to 1, means we have not included the value between minus 1 and minus 1. All the remaining values are to be get included. Now student, I think in this particular property, first sine inverse of 1 by x will be written as cosec inverse of 1 by x. So you can say that the domain of cosec inverse of x. So I think each and every student know very well about the domain. That should belong, x belongs to r minus minus 1 to 1, no problem. Now we have to check the domain of sine inverse 1 by x. This is not x. All of you know about the domain of sine inverse x only. That should be taken from minus 1 to plus 1. But here this is not said to be x. It is to be written as 1 upon x. Then definitely you have to just check the condition. Student, if we have to take any value greater than 1 or less than minus 1, then definitely its reciprocal will be lie between minus 1 or 1. Means you can take, suppose let x equals to 2, then 1 upon x will become 1 upon 2. This is the situation where we have to take the condition x is greater than equals to 1. So suppose we are taking any value 2, then 1 upon x is 1 by 2. That belongs to minus 1 to 1. That belongs to the minus 1 to 1. And that should be satisfied with the domain of sine inverse. No problem. And suppose let x is taken as less than of minus 1. Suppose let x equals to minus 2. Then 1 upon x will become minus 1 by 2. And minus 1 by 2 means minus 0.5. And definitely this value is again belongs to minus 1 to plus 1. So you can say that if we have to take the domain of this cosec inverse x r minus of minus 1 to 1, then definitely 1 upon x, 1 upon x belongs to minus 1 to 1. Is it to be clear? Means this particular x will lie in this interval, then definitely 1 upon x belongs to this minus 1 to 1, and this is the domain of this sine inverse. Means you can indirectly you can say that if we have to take both the domains same, then definitely the intersection of this domain will be written as x belongs to r minus minus 1 to 1. So definitely you have to take the domain of both the functions same. So this condition is to be get satisfied, because modulus x greater than 1 can be resolved like this. You can write this particular part in this way, and you know very well about the domain of this function, and in this case we have to just calculate the value of 1 upon x. So you can take such type of examples where you can take any value greater than 1 or any value less than minus 1. Then after we will check whether 1 upon x will be obtained in between minus 1 to 1 or not. So basically 1 upon x is to be obtained between minus 1 to 1. Then definitely this domain is to be get satisfied. But again we are taking the similar type of values in this case. Then this particular 1 upon x belongs to this part. Then the intersection of both the domain will be like this or not. So this particular part is to be represented by this. So this condition is to be get satisfied for this part or not? Definitely it should be satisfied. Now the second one, in each property equal angles lies in the same quadrant. So basically here this is cosec inverse and this is sine, means sine and cosec both function will provide the positive answer in first and second quadrant and negative answer in the third and fourth quadrant. But in the case of inverse, just we have to define the principal value of both the functions, then definitely the answer should be lie from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 except of 0. So 0 is not said to be included here, 0 is not said to be included here. Then you can say that second property automatically will get satisfied, because here x will be taken from closed interval minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 except of 0, and where both the particular angle will lie in the same quadrant, there should be no problem. Is it to be clear? So in this condition, just we have to satisfy both the conditions, then you can just judge whether the conditions are given conditions are said to be correct or not. Is it to be clear? Similarly student, you can just see about this result, you can just see about this result and you can check again the similar kind of conditions are to be given. Then the same case is with the sec inverse x, because for the sec inverse x, you know very well the domain is said to be x belongs to r minus of minus 1 to 1, and here again the same domain 1 upon x belongs to minus 1 to 1 as in the sine inverse x is for only cos inverse x. So definitely if we have to take the domain of this x, this particular part again said to be written like this, x belongs to r minus of minus 1 to 1, then definitely if we will take any value in this interval, then definitely 1 upon x will belongs to this minus 1 to 1, and the domain of this cos inverse x will belong to the minus 1 to 1. So again this condition, both the conditions are to be similarly defined here, and you can just say that both the conditions are to be get satisfied with the given conditions. Is it to be clear? Now the third and important part we have to just take here, tan inverse of 1 upon x equals to cot inverse of x, and we are saying that x is only greater than 0. In this situation, suppose you know very well about the domain of this part. So domain of this part is said to be the set of real number. I think each and every student know very well. So we will take this explanation x greater than 0 on the next slide. But before that, pause the video to note it down these things. Now we will understand this thing, and we will also prove this particular type of expression, how this sine inverse of 1 upon x is to be get obtained as cosec inverse of 1 upon x. So first of all, it is to be written tan inverse of 1 upon x is equals to cot inverse of x, where x is said to be greater than 0. Is it to be clear? Now the thing is, basically in this scenario we have to write x greater than 0. So domain of cot inverse x, I think you know very well student, this domain of cot inverse x is the set of real number. So we have to just take the domain as the intersection part of both the side. So definitely here r, but suppose this cot inverse x has the domain r, then in this particular set of real number 0 is also to be get included. So if x equals to 0, then definitely 1 upon x will become infinite, means this tan inverse x will give the answer as pi by 2. But in the case of tan inverse, principal value says that it does not contain the pi by 2 or minus pi by 2, it will contain only the between values from minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So definitely student, in this particular part we will not take 0. So now the domain will be written like this, r minus 0. Now the domain will be written like this, r minus 0. Suppose 0 you cannot take here, but one more thing, suppose any negative value we have to take, then definitely principal value, you can say that principal value of cot inverse x will be where we have to say that is to be defined as 0 to pi open interval. We have to take the open interval, and you know very well about the principal value of tan inverse x. So that should belongs to minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. These things I think you know very well. In the starting of the class, just we have to discuss a very important table where all the principal values of all inverse trigonometric functions we have to just define. Now we have to check. Now student, suppose any negative value, let x is less than 0, we have to take x is less than 0, then definitely x is less than 0, then this particular quote will give the positive answer. Quote inverse will give the positive answer. But here in this case tan inverse will belongs to this minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, means this particular function can give the answer in second quadrant, but in this particular function you cannot give the answer in second quadrant. So you cannot take the negative values here, means not possible, not possible. Because student, we have to just discuss the another thing in the previous slide, where we are saying that in each property equal angles lie in the same quadrant. So now we have to just satisfy this condition, we have to satisfy this condition also. So in this condition, here you can say that this particular x you can take in the second quadrant also, because quote inverse has x has the principal value from 0 to pi, but tan inverse x does not has the value in second quadrant. So definitely student, for the same quadrant theory, we are saying that we cannot take x less than 0. Now the two values you cannot take here. Which type of values? One, x equals to 0 you cannot take. The explanation is this, because x equals to 0, then 1 upon x is infinite, and which is not possible, which is not possible. Why this is not possible? Because if we have to take this x equals to 0, then definitely this 1 upon x will be infinite, and this particular part will give the answer as pi by 2, and pi by 2 is not said to be included in the principal value of tan inverse x. That's why we cannot take the 0. So we can take r minus 0, but one more problem is to be there. Suppose we have to take x less than 0. Suppose we have to take x less than 0, then definitely any x is less than 0, then tan will provide the answer in second quadrant, and quote will be also provided in the answer of second quadrant. But in this particular kind of quote inverse x, the principal value will belongs to the second quadrant as well as the first quadrant only. And in this case, you can say that the first quadrant is to be valid for the tan inverse x. So definitely for the common quadrant, for the both the functions, we have to take the common quadrant. So common quadrant is to be the first, means in the first quadrant both the functions, we will say that both the functions will provide the positive answer. That's why we have to take only the case x is greater than 0 is possible. Only the case x is greater than 0 is possible. So this thing we have to keep in mind. So basically in this case, a very important thing, again we are just describing thing. Student, the quote inverse x has the domain R, no problem, but whole domain will be considered as the intersection of both, means the domain will be satisfied both the side. Here suppose you can take, for this side you can take the domain as R set of real number, but in the set of real number 0 is also to be included. Then this 0 is to be taken, then this particular 1 upon x will give the values infinite, and for this part tan inverse will give the answer as pi by 2, and pi by 2 is not said to be included. So this for this purpose we have to just change the domain here r minus 0. So 0 is not said to be possible here. Now the remaining another condition we are taking, suppose x is less than 0. Suppose x is found to be less than 0. So x is found to be less than 0, then definitely here negative of x is to be get included, and here negative of x is to be get included. So quote inverse has the principal value in the first quadrant as well as in the second quadrant. So in this case you will get the positive answer, but in this case you will get the negative answer. So definitely it should not be satisfied. It should not be satisfied here. So we can say that for x less than 0, means in the second note we are just in the second note we are saying that in each property equal angle lie in the same quadrant, means we have to take the quadrant same. So here according to the principle, which quadrant is found to be the common? So you can say that first quadrant. You can say that first quadrant is common for both the functions, for both the inverse trigonometric function ITF. Is it to be clear? So definitely we have to take the first quadrant. That's why we can say that only the case x greater than 0 is to be possible. That's why student, here in this case just we have to apply the condition x greater than 0. So just we have to keep in mind these notes that we have to provided in the previous slide, because student, whenever we have to check the conditions in the case of inverse trigonometric functions, then both the part are to be very important for us, and without of them you cannot judge whether the given thing is to be correct or incorrect. So for this purpose just we have to keep in mind these things. But as per the NCERT, again I am saying, if you are not discussing these cases and directly in any of the questions you are using these properties, then definitely student no problem is to be get found, because as per the NCERT questions 99.99% questions are to be given where the domain should be satisfied in either of the side. So the domain is automatically said to be satisfied in the questions of NCERT. So where if you are not considering these type of situations, then there should be no problem. But for the competition purpose and for the any other exams, basically we have to know about this part. So such kind of explanation is not said to be given in your NCERT also, but I will just tell the two important note we have to keep in mind, these two notes, because we have to see and we have to just check the condition. Then you can say that in each property the domain is intersection of the given, means we have to take the intersection, then we will check the domain whether it is to be satisfied both side or not. And in the second part we are saying that in each property equal angle lies in the same quadrant, means x will be lie in the same quadrant. This theory and these 2 points are to be very important to check such type of conditions. Is it to be clear? So I think some of the part of these conditions you have to get, but if NCERT questions are to be get solved, then there should be no requirement to learn these type of things, because where we are saying that 99% questions are to be like in such a way that where domain is already get satisfied. So there should be no problem to understand these type of questions. So now student, now this particular condition part is to be get resolved here. Now we will just see this particular part is to be written in this way, and how these particular parts are to be get interchanged. So we will see this part in the next slide. So now we will just see the proof. We have to just see the proof of this part. Sine inverse of 1 by x will become as cosec inverse of x. So we have to see the proof of this part. Somewhere some of the students are how we will get this type of situation, then you can just provide the proof also. So here now you can say that let sine inverse of 1 by x as y, suppose we have to take this particular whole part as y, then you can say that 1 upon x is what? Sine y, because we can say that this particular part has the condition in the domain, so you can take the inverse both sides. So definitely sine y will be written as 1 upon x, and you can say that 1 upon sine y will be written as x, and 1 upon sine y is what? You can say that the cosec y. I think each and every student know very well about this part. 1 upon sine y can be written as cosec y. So the cosec y will be x, then definitely if we have to write the value of y, then y will become cosec inverse of x. Is it to be clear? What is y? Student, initially we have to assume that y is sine inverse of 1 upon x. So we can say that in place y equals to cosec inverse of x, then y can be written in this way, sine inverse of 1 upon x. Sine inverse of 1 upon x will be written as cosec inverse of x. So in this way you can just verify the property, how the particular property is to be get written and how the expressions are to be get written. Is it to be clear? So in this proof I think there should be no much more calculation. Again student, I am saying the trigonometric formulas, trigonometric identities that we have already read in the class 11 are to be the very important part for this inverse trigonometric function, because in each and every kind of property proof we have to just see these things where these kind of basic proof are to be given, and we have to just calculate the each and everything just by simplifying by using the concept of trigonometry. Is it to be clear? So easily you can just understand this thing. Now somewhere we have to just see the one important thing. Somewhere you can just see this thing. Suppose sine inverse x. So can you write like this or not? Definitely you can write like this also, but here the condition will be same or not? Definitely the condition will be changed. Now according to the domain of this we have to write. So here we have to write the x belongs to -1 to +1. So somewhere some of the student will get confused, because some situations would be like this also somewhere in the question, where in this sine inverse we have to write 1 upon x, then it will become x when it will changes into cosec inverse x. We can see the proof how this changes will be get possible. Similar kind of theory we have to just apply in this section, where we have to write here x, then in this part it will become 1 upon x, but in this case the situation will be changes where we have to take x belongs to -1 to +1 close interval. Is it to be clear? So in some type of questions we have to use this property also. This is the very important section. Is it to be clear? Now student, we will see the next property and we have to see the proof of next property, but before that pause the video to note it down the proof of this property. Next property we are taking here. In this next property we are saying that cos inverse of 1 by x will be written as sec inverse of x, and again we are saying that modulus of x is written as greater than equals to 1. Already we have to just discuss about the given condition, how the condition is to be get written. We have to check this particular condition. As per, we have to define the two important notes that we have to keep in mind always. now let proof we have to just know about this property. Then let again cos inverse 1 upon x will be taken as y. Then definitely student, 1 upon x will be written as cos y, because now 1 upon x value, then it will be cos y. Now you can say that 1 upon cos y, 1 upon cos y will become x after the cross multiplication. Next you can say that 1 upon cos y will be written as sec y. So sec y will be equals to x. Now if sec x equals to sec y, then sec inverse x will be written as y, because you can just check this whole part will be satisfied with this part, then you can just take the inverse, no problem. So now y is what? Y is cos inverse of 1 upon x. So you can say that sec inverse of x will become y. Y is what? Cos inverse of 1 upon x. So easily you can do the proof of these cases one by one, just using the formula of trigonometry, because here 1 upon sin y is cosec y, 1 upon cos y is sec y. Similarly, in the next part, we will see that 1 upon tan y will be cot y. So we can see the basic formula of inverse trigonometry, trigonometry also, because all these sections will be dependent on the trigonometry, because trigonometry if you have to know, then definitely you can able to solve these type of answers. Now the one important thing for this part also, sometime it is to be written as cos inverse of x, then definitely you can write here sec inverse of 1 by x. But in this case, can you write like this or not? So definitely you can write like this, no problem. And if you want to know the proof of this part, then you can check from here. Similarly, you can do the proof of this part, there should be no problem, but the conditions will be get changed. Here we are saying that modulus of x is greater than equals to 1, then here the x will become the part of this cos inverse, then you can say that x belongs to minus 1 to plus 1, then this particular property is to be get satisfied. So somewhere it is to be also that here x is to be written, then it will become 1 upon x when we have to take the sec inverse of x. Is it to be clear? So we have to keep in mind this subsequent part of this property also. Somewhere if any of the objective type of questions and any other questions we have to say, see, then you can use such type of property, but as per the given condition we have to use the property. Is it to be clear? Next and last one, we have to just see the proof of last, that is tan inverse of 1 upon x will be written as cot inverse x. Before that, pause the video to note it down the proof of this property. So next property we are taking here, last one is to be written like this, tan inverse of 1 upon x will be written as cot inverse of x, where we are saying that x is greater than 0. So suppose we have to know about the proof of this property, then we can say that let x, you can just take this whole tan inverse 1 upon x as y, tan inverse of 1 upon x we will take as y, then you can say that this 1 upon x is what? 1 upon x will be written as tan y. This 1 upon x will be written as tan y. Now you can just do the cross multiplication, then 1 upon tan y will become equals to the x, and here for x greater than 0, definitely you can say that in the first quadrant the values are to be get included and 0 is not said to be included. So definitely we are saying that 1 upon tan y will become cot y, and this will be the equals to x. Now cot y equals to x, cot y equals to x implies that y equals to cot inverse x, y equals to cot inverse x. Is it to be clear? Now you can put the value of y, and that should be written here tan inverse of 1 upon x. So you can write the value of y tan inverse of 1 upon x. So this will be written as cot inverse of x. So in this way you can do the proof of each and every property, and these type of parts are to be somewhere used whenever we have to change cot inverse into tan inverse, and sine inverse, cosec inverse into sine inverse, and sec inverse into cos inverse, because generally student we have to know about the basic formula of trigonometry related to the three functions only, that should be sine, cos and tan. So generally we have to try to change the inverse trigonometric function like cot inverse, sec inverse and cosec inverse in terms of tan inverse, sec inverse or cosec inverse. So by using this property and by using the certain conditions you can do this job. I think there should be no problem, but we have to keep in mind the basic conditions. Suppose we have to write like this. Suppose it is to be written as cot inverse of 1 by 2, then definitely student you can write this part as tan inverse 2, because suppose you can just define the formula of tan inverse, and you know very well about the formula of tan inverse, and we will also discuss these formula tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, tan inverse x minus tan inverse y, sin inverse x plus sin inverse y. So these formulas are to be again used, but before that we have to just convert this cot inverse into tan inverse. Is it to be clear? So these things we have to keep in mind, and according to that we have to give the answer. And suppose any other example we have to take. Suppose it is to be written as we have to take cosec inverse. We have to take cosec inverse of minus 3. Suppose we have to just write this part in the terms of sine inverse, then you can write like this, sine inverse of minus 1 by 3. Is it to be clear? So definitely there should be no problem in front of you. Whenever any cot inverse, cosec inverse and similarly some sec inverse is to be there, then corresponding tan inverse, sine inverse or cos inverse you can just change, because the formula related to the tan inverse, sine inverse and cos inverse we will discuss only in the some remaining properties. So whenever we have to get the some type of equations and such type of expressions are to be get, then we can just solve by using these parts. Is it to be clear? So student, in this video just we have to discuss a very important property, property number 2 of inverse trigonometric functions, where we have to see the basic 2 important note also, where how the particular condition is to be get checked and how these conditions are to be get satisfied with the inverse trigonometric function. So we have to keep in mind these particular notes for each and every kind of property. We have to just use these properties, these notes in each and every kind of property to check the conditions. Is it to be clear? And some more properties are to be also there, student. So one by one we have to just know about each and every property. Here more questions, more examples we are not taking, because just after finishing each and every kind of property in the further lectures, just we will take the questions together. Means either of the property will be used, where no particular kind of property I will specify. You have to just judge in this particular question or the question which is to be coming in your examination or in front of you, then we have to judge whether which kind of property is to be get used to get the answer. This thing we have to keep in mind, but this thing you have to keep in mind just after reading each and every kind of property. So student, in the next video we will meet with the next property number 3 of inverse trigonometric functions. Till that, again you have to do the practice of these type of properties, how the proof will be there, how the conditions are to be get obtained, each and everything you have to just see where, so that easily you can get the concept of the inverse trigonometric functions and related conditions also. Is it to be clear? So thank you student, we will meet with the some more properties in the next video.